Hi, I'm Dan Augusto with GearWire.com, and today we're taking a look at the Moog Music MuRFA MuRF. What this is basically a bank of peak filters. And if we take a look at the pedal, the main feature of this are these sliders. Each of these sliders has a small frequency range that it controls the volume for. So it's sort of like a graphic equalizer. So if I wanted to, say if this was a graphic equalizer, I wanted to take out some of the low end, I'd just kind of do that. Or you could get like your smiley curve EQ that you get on a lot of like home systems and things like that. But that's really not what this filter bank, this pedal is for. What it does is it sweeps through all of these peak filters, and you can set the speed and also the pattern and volume independently. And to a lot of people, this may be a daunting pedal. When I first approached it, I was a little like, what exactly does this do? But as you play with it more, you find a lot of different things that you can do with it. So let's just hear, I'm going straight into this pedal, straight into the recorder, so there's no effect except for the drive on here that you're hearing. So that's straight in. And all I'm going to do to start hearing what this pedal does is bring up the mix. So I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. Starting to hear some stereo things, starting to hear some sweepy noises. Starting to hear more of that. And if we turn it all the way up, you'll hear just exactly what the MuRF is doing to the sound. So what you're hearing is it going through all of these peak filters in a certain pattern. On here I've chose Bank A, pattern number 3, because I feel like it gives you a good illustration of what the pedal is actually doing. So what it's doing is basically sweeping down, going back up a little bit, sweeping back down, going back up a little bit, sweeping back down. And you're only hearing basically one of these bands at once, and you can control the volume here. Now, one of the most important knobs on here is the envelope. As you can see, we have it almost down to 0. That makes the steps, every step that it takes, a lot shorter. And it's a quick attack, quick release. If we turn it up a bit, we'll hear more of the tone. So it's still attacking a lot, and it's still fairly short though. We turn up some more. Playing it so that you're actually able to hear it. It's a lot longer. There's a lot more sustain on these steps. It's sort of like what you would use step length on an arpeggiator. Sometimes different things. If you know arpeggiators, you might be familiar with this type of control. So I'm going to turn it up to about midnight, and we'll see what happens. It's gotten short again, but it's different from how it was when it was low. Let's listen to how it was low again. Notice the attack. So if we turn it midway up, it'll still be short, but listen to the attack of it. It's a lot less defined. It kind of rolls into the sound a little bit. So if we turn up a bit more, so what we're hearing now is a slow attack, a nice amount of sustain, and a slow release. Turn it up more. Okay, turn it back down just a little bit. So now what we're starting to hear is a slow attack, less sustain, and a quicker release, a very quick release, almost like an off switch. We turn it all the way up. You hear how that sounds? All right. So for this particular pattern, I kind of like it around here. And maybe mix in some of my dry signal here. Now I'm not going to change pattern, but what I am going to do is see what this switch does. What this does here is switch banks, and what's in the banks are different sequences, 12 different sequences per each bank. So as you heard, this sequence sort of goes down, up, like kind of sweeps down, sweeps up, sweeps down, sweeps up, all the way down to the bottom, then starts at the top. Let's listen to what the same number 3 does on bank B. It's basically doing the same thing, only it's starting from the bottom. Let's go back to bank A. So this is kind of how I like the sound. This is one of my favorite settings on this pedal. And now we can get to the filter controls. One of the cool things that you can do is lower down most of these, and so you only get one little section. So now we're only hearing what the pedal's doing when it gets in between these two filters. So actually, if we turn the mix all the way up, you won't hear anything but those filters. Some things that are cool to do with this are to sort of, when it's going up and down like this in a pattern like this, is to turn every other one up. What this is actually doing is giving us sort of an irregular tremolo effect along with the filter effect of the MuRF. Now, a real cool thing that you can do now is you don't have to turn them on all on or all off. You can mix them in each independently. Let's say I want this one around here because I want a little more low end. This one a little more muted, so I'll keep it down here, and then this one nice and high, and this one about to center. So you get some real nice cascading effects with this. We also have the rate knob, so we can turn that down, get real slow sweeps. Turn this up, you get like almost reverse effects. If we turn the envelope the other way, we're going to get more attack. This side of the envelope is where I kind of consider it like the video game side. I'll turn up the rate a little bit. Sounds kind of like an arcade almost. All right, so we've taken a brief look at the Moog MuRF, the MuRFA MuRF, seen what we can do with guitar. I personally think that it's sort of a limited guitar effect, and I really like using it with synthesizers. So in our next video, we're going to be using it with the Clavia Nord Lead 3. So thanks for checking this out, and check out the next one.